Preview. You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle in the building, baby. How's everybody doing? Back from the holidays, strong and long. We're going to keep this one tight, and we're going to keep it right. Can we say we're going to keep it tight and right? Yep, we're going to say we're going to keep it tight and right. You know who's in the building. Jay Sizzle's in the building.
Yes, sir.
You know who else is in the building? Rich Sizzle's in the building.
Yeah.
And I am G Sizzle, and for some reason, I'm speaking in my Oprah voice. I don't know why, but everybody wants the Oprah voice. Gentlemen, are you ready for the hottest show in sports? That's all I'm going to ask.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, well, hottest show in sports. Let's get ready to do it. And you know how we do it every time. We hit them with the Hot Five. All right, number one on the Hot 5 and 5. Sha'Carri Richardson's suspension is upheld. That means no more running for her for 30 days. I don't know if it's logical, if it makes sense, but she's suspended. Gentlemen, is that fair or foul? Is that sizzle or fizzle?
That's the most expensive bong hit I think she ever took. So do we know, was it from weeds or was it gummies or what was it? Because I feel a couple of different ways if it was something else.
Well, she said it was the greenage, so I'm gonna leave it at that. She toted one up for her mom. Rest in peace, moms. We'll tote one for you later.
Wow.
Number two on the Hot 5 and 5. There's a 5-year ban still being upheld against Brianna McNeal. The Court of Arbitration, it says no Olympics for you. Come again next time. Come back again next time. Isn't the Olympics every 4 years?
4 years, yep.
That's 5
every
years
4
right
years.
Yeah.
Except for this year, there was like a year delay thing due to COVID. So
yeah, well, she'll be 65 before the next Olympics, but hopefully she'll be rested up and ready to go. Number 3 on the Hot 5 and 5. The Los Angeles Lakers Shohei Ohtani becomes the first All-Star pick as a pitcher and position players. Fellas, how do we feel about a 2-0 duo?
So
the Lakers play baseball now?
He did say the Lakers.
I did? I said the Lakers.
Yes,
LeBron play at third.
You know what? I'm so surprised. And please forgive me. I forgot about LeBron trying to beat up the poor little ref. Talking about my son is good. I did see that video. LeBron, you cannot run up on the announcer like, man, you better not say that again against him. You know, because he's LeBronny, not Bronny.
He does it on the floor in a regular game. So what made you think he wasn't going to be extra defensive to his child? I actually, if he didn't do it, I was going to say he's a bad father, because how dare you go run up against the ref on your game, but you don't say nothing when they do it to your kid? No, man. Beat your chest, go out there and represent for your kid.
Yeah, especially if it's your kid and he kind of looks like Kyrie Irving, so you got to go out there and represent quickly. On the Hot 5 and 5, number 4 on the Hot 5 and 5. You know what? There are calls for Gwen Berry's disqualification from the Olympics over her flag protest. It circulated on Facebook. Is Facebook the place that we're taking seriously to protest anything, fellas?
She can protest all she wants to, but Article 50 of the IOC says you cannot protest, have political protests or anything else like that during the Olympic Games or qualifying. It says that for everybody. So I don't know why she thinks it don't apply to her.
Well. Now wait a minute. Now, what was the protest? First of all,
she was protesting. For black
she
folk.
turned her back. Well, she turned her back. However you want to protest is, she's a far better athlete than I ever was, and congratulations to her. But she turned her back on the national anthem, and then she pulled her shirt over her face, which I think said something like protesting athlete or something like that. I understand, but when you do these things, there's always repercussions. They've already told you can't do it. The IOC said you can't do it. So it's not the United States. The IOC said do it. So, they say, no, you can't have these demonstrations.
I thought it was just backwind from the people that she was standing behind on the podium.
Wow.
And number 5 on the hot 5 and 5, the White Sox pitchers. Hey, it's 3 of them. Liam Hendriks, Lance Lynn, and Carlos Rodón are named to the All-Star game, which is coming up. And hey, the Cubs even got a second person in. They got Kris, Bryant, and Craig Kimbrel in. Are we excited at all about Sox players going to the All-Star game?
Oh, glad the Sox winning. I think the Sox will be all right. They get it turned around after the break, and the Cubs playing. They did 55 games out.
It's been a long weekend for both teams. Detroit had their way with the Sox, and the Red Sox have just done unspeakable things. In fact, it's going to be an ID special soon. The Red Sox beating and killing of the Cubs. So that's your hot 5 and 5. Those are the 5 hottest topics in the land. Bringing to you right now, but nothing's hotter than this, fellas. Okay, so let's start. Let's talk the talk. Let's get into the talk everybody's here for. The fizzle or the sizzle. Okay, so this is our second show, truly our second show on Maria Taylor. People keep coming for Maria Taylor. They keep coming and they keep losing, or something goes left on their side of the ledger. So, gentlemen, I'm going to ask both of you to weigh in, sizzle or fizzle. Maria Taylor, sizzle or fizzle, all this is going on, contract disputes, disputes with co-workers, and disputes with old, beleaguered radio men who think that she should not do the things she does. Go ahead, have the floor. Take it, do it, do whatever you feel. Do it.
Look, Maria Taylor is a magnet for this. I won't even say nonsense, but it's nonsense that she doesn't bring on herself. You know, Rachel Nichols said what Rachel Nichols said, and Rachel Nichols just needs to go, yeah, I said that. I believe every word I did say. You know what I'm saying? And if I was out here in public, I would say the same exact thing. ESPN's got diversity problems, and especially for women. They get a C- for the website, the comparability.com, that ESPN has been really bad on diversity, especially toward women. When there's Black Lives Matter movement, things like that, people feel like there's been some appointments and people have been promoted that shouldn't have been promoted. If she feels that way, she feels that way. But she said, you know, it wasn't directly toward Maria. It could have been to anybody that was being promoted before me because I was promised to get there. So Rachel Nichols is either own up to it and say, yeah, I said it, but I didn't know this beef was going on. That's what's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Rich Sizzle.
I forgot what was even said, to be honest with you. No, that's bad.
Well, you know what? No, because it's really short and sweet. So someone taped Rachel Nichols as she was discussing an issue with one of LeBron's people, which gets me to wondering, is one of LeBron's people in close with Rachel Nichols? And Rachel Nichols said, yo, you know, I mean, it's cute and all. They only promote her because, you know, Black people need to be promoted. And I mean, but she's a great person. I think she's wonderful and great. Yay, girl power. But hey, tell that heifer don't be coming for my spot because that's my spot. You know what I'm saying? And so basically that's how it went.
Yep. Absolutely. That's absolutely what she said.
So people are all up in their feelings because they told the truth?
Yeah, but here's the funny part about it, Rich.
Oh, all right.
She was videotaping herself for an ESPN spot, and she accidentally left her camera on while she was on the phone talking to LeBron's person who helps him with I don't know what this guy does, some type of advisor. And so they caught all this phone conversation that got sent back to the ESPN servers.
Hold on.
She didn't
mean. Wait a minute. You tell me LeBron has a professionally paid advisor
for years.
Still, still be saying crazy off the wall stuff.
Yeah,
look, and dog, he still won't cut that hair off, and he still wears the little Amish beard. Which, by the way, if you saw those pictures from Bronny's game, yo, your grade game is. Boy, you better get an endorsement for some kind of clear off for men.
Boy,
better do something, Jack. He looked like kind of like Abraham Lincoln on the side with the gray. It was bad. It was bad mud chops.
It appalls me that of all the issues going on, we're stuck here. in C- land, as Jay Sizzle would say. Like, come on, you know, we supposed to be helping each other out, not bringing each other down. I mean, we gotta do a better job. And then the next question is, how sure are we that was accidentally recorded and not just to try to get some extra airtime?
And that's a real strong possibility, because I can't believe that she doesn't know how to work that camera. You know what I'm saying? And usually if you make mistakes like that, you made that mistake before and somebody's had to correct that. So you wonder if she says, you know what, let this get out here a little bit, because I'm getting shafted. Because what happened was that Rachel Nichols was supposed to be the person sitting in Maria Taylor's seat for the NBA Finals, and they gave it to Maria Taylor. And Rachel Nichols was saying, hey, y'all just did that because of the Black Lives Matter movement. She didn't deserve to be there. I'm the one that's supposed to be there. The thing about this is that Maria Taylor refuses to talk to Rachel Nichols. She won't even interview her as a reporter when she calls into ESPN. They have to pre-record Rachel Nichols and act like and set it up like they're both talking to each other, because Maria Taylor won't talk to her. So Maria Taylor, I'm not talking to you. I don't care. You put her on here if you want to. I ain't got nothing to say to her. You know, and so it's you know, I thought we was past being sophomores in high school on this. You know, it's
Eddie game is accelerated.
Yeah. And I think too, Maria Taylor needs to take the high road on this one. You know, it's not like Rachel Nichols said, the girl's trash. She don't need to be on the TV. I don't even know why she up there. She be wearing them clothes that are inappropriate for TV. She didn't say that. She just said the girl they gave her my slot because of the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, there's possibly some truth in that.
May I interject this quickly? Just three things. Just three quick things. Number one, for anybody in communications, anybody in broadcasting, anybody who does what we do, you should always expect that any mic is a hot mic. It's live. Yep. And everything you're saying, good brother, Reverend Jesse Jackson, it can be recorded. Anything at any time, not just him, but anybody who's made statements and you're in front of a mic or you're near some kind of recording device, there's a possibility that someone will hear you and it can be reported. Number two, is it not ESPN's own company? Can they not make changes? If I'm correct, wasn't Michelle Beadle in this same position that now we're talking about two other women now who are being jockeyed for that position? Doesn't ESPN kind of shift around and move people wherever they want them to go? So didn't Rachel Nichols kind of get the same treatment from what she did with Michelle Beadle? Questionable. And number three, and foremost, if Maria Taylor can tell ESPN, I'm not taking a $5 million contract and you got to bump me up to the $8 or $10 million range, which you're giving Stephen A. Smith, kudos to you, Shawty. I'm not mad at you. I saw your video to black women. I saw your little TikTok. I'm saying if you can stand on that and if you can get that paper, I need a few dollars because, girl, I got some NIPSCO bills today.
Well, is she as good as Stephen A. Smith, though?
I don't, you know, how do we quantify if she's as good when it comes to sports casting? I mean, do we say, is she really that good?
Let me jump in there real quick. Because I'm gonna answer my own question.
Okay.
I heard of her, but never really heard of her until now.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith is a household name if you know anything about sports. He has earned that right and earned his paycheck. You can't just jump on the scene and demand to be treated as equal. I get the whole women's right thing, and I'm all for it. But you got to put in the work too. Stephen A. Smith been in the game for a while, so you can't just jump in there and say, I want Stephen A. Smith money, and you ain't done Stephen A. Smith's work.
I'm with you 100% on that, Rich, because at no point in time have I ever saw, oh, Maria Taylor's going to be on, I'm going to tune her up. But I tell you, I could be on YouTube or I could be scrolling up and down ESPN. I know Stephen A. Smith on First Take. I know that if he's coming on, I will stop. If Stephen A. Smith is going to be a guest, I'm going to stop wherever I am and listen to Stephen A. Smith. I won't say the same thing about Maria Taylor, like you said, and she's not in that same stratosphere as Stephen A. Smith. Not many of them are, but she wants to put him in a chokehold and see that she can get this money. But the other side of it, you might choke yourself, because really quickly, the same people who put you up there are the same people who can put you down, and next thing you know, you're not on the air. And then now you look at it, it can be real brutal out there. You saw what they did to Jamil Hill.
Yeah, I liked her though.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point you really got to look at the landscape, especially with sports and especially with ESPN. They've laid off several high-profile anchors, people that were, company names. There were people who were foundational. They go back to even with Boomer. You can see people who have been let go, people who left, things that went left and right. And Jay, to your point with Jamil Hill, that whole thing, she and Michael Smith, that blew up quickly and it went bad real quick. But I will say this, I do appreciate the work that Maria Taylor has put in, from college football to NFL to NBA. She's even done some baseball. I mean, she's been all over the place. They used her as the utility chick all over the place. So kudos to you, Sha'Carri. Tell them you are not going to do me like you did some other people. And you going to either give me this money or let me be free. Give us free. Hashtag.
And I want to make this one quick observation about Maria Taylor. When she's on TV and she's reporting, I don't look at her and go, oh, that's a woman reporter doing football. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's good enough where you go, that's just Maria Taylor doing football. You don't, because there was a point in time you never saw a woman on the sideline, Tracy Wolf, people like that who broke that barrier coming in there. But Maria Taylor, if she's on the sideline talking about football, tell me who sprained their ankle and who's the backup quarterback. I really don't care that it's a woman talking about that. Kudos to her for being able to go past that point, because a lot of times people get stuck on there like, why are you talking? It's like me going out there commenting on a soccer game. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't run across a soccer field, let alone know enough to comment on one, but I would have to be at that point where I'll be professional enough to be able to do that, to be accepted by those people who play soccer, who watch soccer on a regular basis. And Maria Taylor has definitely been accepted by people who watch all forms of sports. So kudos to her for that.
And one of the things we can look and see is that with Maria Taylor, she has credibility to the point, is she qualified when she does do a broadcast? When you see her on an NFL broadcast, you trust that what she said, not as a vested journalist, as the Stephen A. Smiths, but you trust that what she's giving you is good information. I trust her like I trust Pam Oliver. When you saw Pam Oliver, you knew it was professional. You knew she was going to keep it at 100 when it came to reporting. And you knew she went out, just like with Susie Colbert. You know that they're female anchors. They do their job, and they do it so well, to your point, Jay. You don't even realize that, hey, oh, that's a female reporter. Hey, that's a female anchor. It's Maria. She does all that.
You guys are really jockeying for Maria Taylor right now.
You doggone right, buddy. Hey,
no one ever
in the great worlds of Beyonce, they say girls run the world. And if they are, I need to be around.
My question is, whoever put her in the villain role anyway?
I don't know.
So why are you defending her like she is one?
Well, obviously, Rachel Nichols.
She's been a magnet. She's been a magnet for this, though, and I think some of it is that some people think that she didn't deserve to be there. If she doesn't look the way that she looks, and I think sometimes people take away from her because she dresses very fashionably, and some people will look at that talking about that's a little bit too much because you look like you're getting ready to go to the club instead of being on the side, instead of being on the sidelines of a football game. And I think that's part of her attraction, is that she does dress well, and she does look very feminine on the sidelines. So I think some people look at that going, well, if you didn't dress like that, that you wouldn't be in this position. And
but guess
I don't
what?
know.
Guess what though? Who cares? If this is what ESPN decided to do, say, hey, we're gonna go this way and see where it goes. That's their business to do that.
Right.
You know,
But
I just don't believe that in today's world, as people that are professional communicators, that was an accident on that comment. They wanted some attention. That's where I'm at with it.
But I believe that's what Rachel Nichols' point is that she doesn't believe she's throwing side shade. I know she's like, oh, I really appreciate everything she's done, but what she's really trying to say is she shouldn't be there, definitely not in front of me, because she's not as good as I am. She's getting in there because she's a piece of eye candy. I think that's where Rachel Nichols is going. You know, she's a good journalist, but she's not me. If everything was equal, you know. So,
and the funny part is that's all Rachel Nichols is. I mean, come on. Outside of now, her mother-in-law. I mean, if you don't know Rachel Nichols' story, you don't know that her father-in-law and her mother-in-law are powerful in communication. You might think she just popped up on the scene and she just was some hardworking chick. I remember when Rachel Nichols first got on ESPN, and she wasn't as fly as she is now. The hair wasn't as nice as it is now. Everything wasn't as prim and proper because she hadn't had the motivation. She hadn't had the investment into her. But to your question, Rich, I know one person specifically who makes Maria Taylor the villain, and that's one of your own Chicago ESPN who she got fired. Well, let me put it this way. He got himself fired by making some of the statements that he made, but you know, that's who he is. Got himself fired. And so now this whole scenario has jumped on the scene that Maria Taylor is this terrible person, but I guess she's just doing, I don't know. Is there another fly black reporter, black chick now in sports that we can say that's the fly one?
No, I don't know, but my thing is back to Maria Taylor is that she's a competent reporter. You know, I don't look at her and go, oh, she shouldn't be on there not talking about something. She's competent. The thing about it is, I just think that she's been able to use how she looks to help her get where she's got to. But that's part of TV. And I think ESPN is promoting that. And that's part of it. I mean, if she looked different, it's very possible that she wouldn't be in the position that she's in right now. You know, so you got to go with what's working for you. But I think with Rachel Nichols, I just think that she wanted to let this be known. Maybe, I don't know, to your point, Rich, she's a professional broadcaster. I'm pretty sure that she would know how to turn her camera off. And the thing that's funny about it, the person who gave this information over to Maria Taylor was a black videographer who found it and sent it to Maria Taylor. And she was the only one that got that got any type penalized. She got 2 weeks off from ESPN without pay. I think her name is Kyla or something like. She's the only one that got penalized.
Yep, because he was a snitching instigator.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from a snitching instigator to something, I think we got enough time. We got a few more minutes, and we can talk about this real quick because it's something that's now it's near and dear to my heart because of stupidity, and it's getting worse. So I'm going to come for Jay's man, Mr. Goldman, I won't take a year off from football. Maria Taylor needs to do a interview on Eddie Goldman because for some reason, Eddie can't make up his mind with you. You want to play, you don't want to play. Somebody let me know something today. So Jay, I know I threw it in. I left field. That's right. That's what I do because I'm saying to you, Eddie Goldman sucks. He is all fizzle. Nothing.
Why is that?
Whoa.
Because he don't want to play?
Well, first of all, how are you going to send Maria Taylor on an assignment to interview this guy? You can't even find him. It's like a Where's Waldo thing. You got to find him first. Like, where is he? Nobody even knows.
Like, he's the only dude that didn't come to the mini camp. And then when he comes to the mini camp, he was there, and then he was like, "Oh, I got to go. I forgot I left my lights running, and I got to get home because my mama and them they there with no lights on." And then he disappears again. Come on, man.
maybe. I mean, you never know. Maybe Eddie Goldman's like, man, I can't deal with this COVID. I can't deal with too many people in this group. The variant is coming. Or maybe Eddie Goldman said, you know what? I got enough money. I don't feel like playing football no more.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe
he just about your boy retiring.
Maybe he just don't feel like playing. I mean, it's a hard hustle in the ball. It's and these guys make enough money on those first couple of contracts that they get it right. They ain't gonna live Tom Brady-ish, but they can live well enough. They get them a Kentucky Fried Chicken or two. You know what I'm saying? They could do okay for themselves. So maybe he's just like, man, I'm tired of getting beat up. I enjoyed that year off. I hung out with the kids, ran around with the wife, and whatever I did. And maybe I want to do this for a year too.
Found some kids I didn't even know were mine. Or I did know, but nobody had ever told me they were mine. So maybe I need to stay at home with these people.
Is this a
maybe he just thinks that $5 million ain't enough and he wants more money. I don't know.
Maybe he just wants the Bears to release him. How about that?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go down with Tom Brady. Come on down, Eddie. We'll take you. We got everybody else.
Hey.
You don't get to that kind of a skill set, and then because of a global pandemic, lose the love of the game just like that. It just don't happen unless there was already something going on that suggested, you know what, maybe I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, because the game becomes work. It's a game in high school. It becomes work, I think, when you're in college. And all of a sudden now, because a lot of ball players, they love playing the game, the locker room, but they hate the practice. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have to practice, if they could do an Allen Iverson on practice and just go show up and go play the game, that's what they would do. Because they like the camaraderie more than they like playing the actual game of football.
Well, I'm just going to say this, man. I'm going to say it. You can't keep playing with my emotions, Eddie. Okay? I have to know if the Bears defense is going to be worth a nickel before I pick them in my fantasy defensive team. That's what I'm saying to you, Eddie. You cannot keep playing with my emotions like this. So you need to make a decision somehow if you're going to do this or not, because I don't like it.
Because if Eddie Goldman don't come back, that's a big it's a big shoes to fill in the middle, literally, if he's not in there, because he makes that defense work. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, so here's another out-of-bounds questions for you brothers. With all the talk that's going on with the QB position with are we convinced that Matt Nagy is definitely not going to start a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, he's not going to start him. No.
Not game one, no.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now.
He's going to have to start him in game 4.
Oh, I don't know. If this offensive line,
Andy Dalton will be dead.
If this offensive line,
Andy Dalton dies after game 1.
Dalton upright. Look, man, you're snoozing. I think you're snoozing a little bit on Andy Dalton. If he can get a little help from this offensive line, I think you see Fields get some packages. But I don't know if he's starting anytime soon. If Andy Dalton can stay upright behind his offensive line, Andy Dalton's not a bad quarterback. He's a better quarterback than what we've had here. He's top 2-3 that we've had here. Of all the quarterbacks, Andy Dalton is. So this situation right now is I think you're going to see Fields, who's going to have some packages put in. But if Andy Dalton plays well, he might not start the whole year if Andy Dalton plays well.
So you're saying he's better than the punky QB?
I think somebody happens
Andy Dalton, yeah.
I think somebody misses a blocking assignment on week 1, and that's it for Andy Dalton. We can ask a question or not, or whether it was on purpose or not, hypothetical, this and that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and to answer your question, Greg, Eddie Dalton, he's a better athlete. He's got a better arm than the punky QB. The punky, look, he was manageable, right? Mm-hmm. He was a manageable quarterback from BYU. He wasn't going to come in there and light it up, but he wasn't going to come in there and make a boatload of mistakes. And he was a guy, too, who played with one eye. Jim McMahon was out there with one eye playing quarterback. I don't know how he was doing that, but he was doing it. But Eddie Dalton is not that. Eddie Dalton is not as terrible. Now, was he great with Dallas? Well, look at Dallas, though. I mean, look how they make Dak Prescott look. And that's the question. Is Dak a very good quarterback on a okay team, or is he an okay quarterback on a really good team and they just make him look better than what he is?
All right, gentlemen. So that's where we'll leave it with the sizzle or fizzle. We have not come up with a sizzle or fizzle for Maria Taylor. Eddie Goldman is just free to do whatever he wants. And Andy Dalton is probably the greatest quarterback ever since Jay Cutler. Yay. That's what we come up with. That's a show.
Oh, I don't know about that one now. Jay Cutler's better than Andy Dalton.
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, absolutely not. Man, you're not going to talk about Jay Cutler in any kind of conversation of greatness. Are you crazy?
He got abused here. He had no offensive line and no wide receivers except for one, Brandon Marshall. Remember that game he threw 18 passes to Brandon Marshall and he wouldn't throw anybody?
He had Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, and Matt Forte. Don't tell me he didn't have options to throw to.
One of the greatest Bears running back of all time. All time.
Matt Forte was probably one of the great. You could probably say when you start talking about all utility running backs, catch and run, he's probably the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. He's definitely in that conversation. I don't care what nobody says. Got to be in that conversation. How many times?
Better than Raymond Harris and Curtis Enos.
How many times did Matt Forte come with How many times did Matt Forte collect 2,000 yards total, running and catching?
Many times.
Well, many times. Right, exactly.
And how many times was that former Denver number 6 on the street sprint straight away from the offensive line because he was getting chased all over the place? You know what I'm saying? Got to have time to throw the football.
I'm not trying to hear that. Get your offensive line together.
I think
really.
Yeah, I think we talked about it in the show. I think you got the Kansas City comment, you got Walter Payton, and after that, you got Matt Forte.
I didn't say Matt Forte is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I just says when you talk about a utility running back, he is definitely in that conversation.
You know what I love about Matt Forte though? Matt Forte didn't take no big shots. He'd run and he'd get to the turf immediately if somebody was trying to tackle him. He's gonna stay the game.
Hey, man. Hey, kudos to you, Matt Forte. Yo, man, you still look good. The beard game is tight. Just broadcasting game was not as tight as the beard game, but you still do your thing. And hey, didn't take shots. Now you'll be able to play with your kids later on when you're like 50. Derrick Rose won't.
His knees won't be sore. Yeah.
And maybe that's what Eddie Goldman's doing. He's like, man, I'm enjoying getting on. Because, at some point in time, when you're a big man, you can't get off the floor after you play too much football. You get down there and play with the kids, like, oh, help me, baby.
Sometimes when you've been at home too long with buckets of chicken from KFC that you got from the drive-up, you can't get off the floor, Eddie. Maybe let the chicken go.
It's hard for the big fella. Hey, did he look bigger? Did he look bigger? Did he look like he was in shape?
I didn't see him.
He said he looked round. That was his shape. Round. Rotund. Hey. He looked like a brother who had not played football since he was in high school.
Hey, that chicken sandwich is something going on from KFC. You ever had that with that hot sauce on there?
Oh man, they got it on sale for $2.99. I'm just saying. I'm putting it.
I might do that tomorrow. I don't like the pickle. I don't like the pickles on there though. Why do you put pickles on these?
You don't like pickles on the chicken sandwich? I thought that was what made it popping, man. No pickles. No, so we're all not a pickle sandwich person. Oh, that's all.
That's Louisiana type nonsense going on there. We don't know pickles on there. Excuse me.
Pickles
Louisiana.
Okay, hashtag that's it. Pickles for what? That's what we've come with on the show. Hashtag pickles for what? We don't know about Maria Taylor. We don't know about Eddie Goldman. We sure don't know about Matt Forte, but we do know pickles for what? Nobody needs it on a chicken sandwich. No pickle.
No, that should be on a chicken sandwich. They don't go together. Whatever else do you eat chicken and pickles? Do you ever have chicken on your plate and then reach in your refrigerator? I need to put some relish on my chicken. I need to go give me a side of dill pickles with my chicken. Nobody does that. So why are you sticking it on my sandwich? I don't understand it.
All right, you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here in the building, and you know what? We just found out the only thing that's all sizzle and fizzle here is pickles on your chicken sandwich because nobody else knows and nobody else cares. So that's what we're going with, gentlemen. That's all right. That's all right. I'm tell you what, when we do an interview with Maria Taylor on the Sizzle, she's gonna look at Rich Sizzle and say, now, am I good enough to be on the Sizzle? And he's gonna say, no, that's exactly what he's gonna say. Nothing. He's just gonna sit there and look at Maria Taylor as we're trying to do an interview. I hope everybody's happy. Now you see what
you don't say nothing, right? I'm like, come on, pull up, have a seat, let's talk. Shoot.
Yeah, we can chop it up.
Right, like, hey, what is our motto? We welcome all customers. Come on, what you got?
Come on down.
That's right.
And if you want to talk about something, hit us in the comment section down below.
That's right. Make sure that you leave a comment section. Something.
Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the thumbs up, bruh. Seriously.
Just subscribe. Why are y'all not subscribing? Y'all watching, but you ain't subscribing. I don't understand it.
Yo,
we get views, we don't get subscriptions.
I'm gonna pull up on the people in the chat group though. For real. In Messenger, I'm gonna pull up on. For real.
How many people we got in that chat? How many people we got in that chat group now?
We got a small like island of people. It's a community now.
Right. It's enough.
They all come and they chat and then they don't watch the video.
Yeah. Sometimes it get real nasty in there sometimes. I'm like, man, I thought y'all was free.
Well, you know what else is gonna get nasty? It's gonna get nasty if you don't like, subscribe, and share. And that's what we're giving you the opportunity to do. Even Maria Taylor is going to like, subscribe, and share the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television. All you have to do is hit the button, get the notification, and there you have all of the information you need. Hit the thumbs up, tell us that you like it. If you say, hey, Jay Sizzle, Rich Sizzle, I like pickles on my chicken sandwich, put it in the comments.
Don't do it.
Tell them.
Because we working on a 3-year overnight success. That's what we working on. Because we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be right here, keep spitting this out here. Y'all go hit the subscribe button. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna listen. That's what y'all gonna do. I'm telling you, that's what you're gonna do. And they'll be sending no pickles over here.
You gonna hit the button. That's what y'all gonna do. Hit the button. And I'm telling you now, if you don't hit the button,
why do women do that?
I don't know. I swear I don't know. But it does get your attention. You're just like, ma'am, are you clapping at me?
But you know they can't fight when they start clapping though.
Yes, they can.
Oh.
Yes, they can. My mom was like a ninja, man. She said to be clapping and then pick something up like some nunchucks. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I got hit beside my head with a ketchup bottle.
I had an auntie that would throw anything that was within her reach. So it could be the hot iron, it could be the PlayStation, it could be well, I didn't have PlayStation. But if y'all know the Nintendo, remember y'all were around them days. Remember when the first the Nintendo first came out?
Yeah.
You had Pong.
A Pong? Oh, good God.
I got y'all by 10 years of some change.
You got us by way more than that, but I was around for Nintendo.
Wow. was you around for Pong? Did you have a Pong game?
Atari, if that was on Atari.
No, see, no. If you had a Pong game, you would know because it was only 2 players and it was only 2 damn things you could do with the Pong game.
And it was the first game you could play on the TV.
That was.
And you had to hook it up. You had to hook it up to the antenna. Remember that?
Yes.
There wasn't even no input.
You guys know I didn't really have a whole lot of siblings running around my house, So who was I gonna play it with?
You take both
controllers and then you run over this side.
It was me and my sister. She was a few years older than me. Her attitude was, I got a little brother, but he better stay over there in his room. Don't bother me. Get out of here, you little boy. Move.
Well, I'm telling you now, now that you know what we go through on the Sizzle. This is behind the scenes. And listen, we got a lot of content. Let me just put it out there so everybody knows. In the month of July, and this is a surprise, this is brand new, hot off the presses. I haven't even told the Sizzle brothers, but just for you, the listener and the fan, in the month of July, every Friday, we're going to throw some retro back at you. And so you can pick it up and you can listen to it on the go. We're going to throw retro shows from January all the way up to now. We're going to hit you with retro shows that you can find on the podcast. So if you listen to Anchor, If you're listening to iTunes, if you're listening to Google, if you're listening to Spotify, look for, starting this Friday, all the old shows that will be new shows to you. We'll talk about football. We talk about basketball. We talk about Maria Taylor. We talk about now chicken with pickles or without pickles. Dude, we talk about it all. Everything that you need is right here for you on the Sizzle, the hottest talk in the 219, the only talk in the 219. We are the hottest talk in sports. You can book that, believe that, and remember, we'll see you, my friend, on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.